Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Marshall here, and I'm bringing you another 1v1 this time. But this is not your ordinary 1v1 because this is on an unreleased map 1v1. Maybe this is a map that will feature in next rank season. Shocker. I was doing some map testing, and in fact this is the first map test game on this map. So let's see what happens. We've got Smoky Sky Grey in grey, and then we've got Diskraip. So we've got, if you're on the Discord server, that son of a Broom versus Diskraip. And here we go. Diskraip in on the north spawn there. Let's zoom in there. And Smoky Sky Grey, or Broom, as I will refer to him hereafter. It's on the south. So interestingly, this planet has two spawns. You've got this set of 4 here, where Diskraip has gone bot air vehicles airbot. Or you've got this set of 4 over here by these rocks. Now the difference between these is the equator and the surrounding geography. Having a look around this spawn here, you've got a couple of lakes, which sort of create a little bit of a choke point, except for amphibious units. And then you've got this sort of much more choky cluster of mechs in between the two bases. And then you have expansions going in opposite directions and out towards the sides. If, however, you spawn on this side, you've got a similar expansion prospect, but it's much, much more open. Similar counts of metal, but much, much, much more open. But because both players have gone here, let's have a look at what they're going to be doing. So Broom getting a scout off early, Diskraip getting 3 fabbers in a single train going for his nearby mechs. Meanwhile Broom has gone for also 3 fabs. I don't see any air fabs coming out for anyone at the moment. But equally, what are they going to be wanting to do? Well, we see Broom expanding in the opposite direction, because he knows where Diskraip is, so he knows that expanding away is probably slightly safer rather than going towards the more contested central area. Meanwhile, Disc is just doing just that. Here we go, sending a whole horde of units up onto this central platform here, claiming it, making sure it's his. Because the thing is, once you get this platform, you kind of control all these chokes, so it's much easier to defend. And it allows you to expand to the sides and expand backwards, and it gives you a lot of options by taking this. It gives you defensive areas, and if you put up some artillery, it controls a large area as well. And it really forces your opponent to look straight down at a potential problem here, which is only a stone's throw away. Disc now knows exactly what Broom is doing and exactly what he is not doing. He knows that Broom is not moving to contest this platform. Will he do anything with that information, I wonder? Well, meanwhile, Broom is just expanding on the other side. He's got a few units here to help him defend against any raiders. He's got a Firefly there. I wonder if he's got that in a picture-in-picture, so that he can see where units are going, if they're going anywhere. And we're getting starting to see a bit of a cluster of units down now in the middle. Disc might be wanting to move these 4, and he's going to support this all with a factory. Of course, when you get expansions like this, building factories, and as Broom is doing here, is a good way of securing it in the short and medium term, because that's the thing that produces units and allows your fabricators to move off somewhere else. Aha! You have air fabs. What was that I said earlier about air fabs? It's almost like I'm clairvoyant. Ooh, hello. Potential raid there, thwarted by Broom. The thing is, you've got this sort of line of trees around these bits of water, which can play with unit targeting somewhat. Well, not with targeting, but with successful landing of shots. Some players like it, other players really don't. But we've got to deal with it. Here we go. Dogs moving through. Going to be facing off against a few sparks. Oh, they come out of the clearing and they wander. No, let's go back. Broom saying, nope, this is my zone over here. Thank you very much. And they just end up running away. Meanwhile, what is Disc doing here? So he's secured the central area. But he's not done. He's pushing forwards. He's making sure that Broom doesn't have an option to cut in and have the maneuverability of this sort of lower platform here. Nah way. What is this? What is this, Diskraip? What is this? A proxy pelter on a headland. Goodness gracious me. And Broom knows nothing about it. He's none the one. Oh, no, he does see it. Well, he knows it's there, but he's not doing anything about it. What is Broom doing? What is his game plan here? I mean, he's obviously trying to expand elsewhere around the map, but Diskraip has clearly picked off the air fabricator that was going around. Diskraip himself is just stationing a few units around here just to try and catch any fabricators off guard, or at least scout when air fabs are going around. While Broom is just trying to hold down this suite of 4 mechs over here, I feel, and trying to expand away. He's got some more fabricators coming out, knowing that his economy can afford a few more fabricators now to go and expand. Got comparable unit counts here. That pelter is being a right nuisance. In comes the air now. Only one bumblebee there, but if it pecks away at the paintwork, that's good enough for government work, eh? Broom really needs to work out how to push back here. Getting some pelters up, which will certainly help him deal with this. He's got some Galata over here, which is stopping the air from coming too close. And now that the pelter's there, that forces Diskraip to back away. He can't push in because there's a turret there, as well as defending units. So even though he does have some heavy hitting and ranged stuff, it's just not worth it now. Come back, regroup. Maybe go around these rocks and push in from another angle. T2 from Disc, going for bots. Slammers and sniper bots could be really quite potent. Have to keep an eye. More fabs coming forward from Disc. There's no way Disc is pelter creeping. Surely not. Meanwhile, Broom is responding to it with his own line of pelters. That should go up much faster. Ants coming in, can shoot across the bay there. Can they finish it off? No, they can't finish off that pelter. But this one might well do so. Right on the nose, gets one last shot off. Doesn't really do anything. Now these pelters can focus on these fabricators. Let's have a watch. The entire group in one strike, as they say in bowling. But this isn't bowling, Marshall. I know it's not bowling. I'm trying to be entertaining. Shush. And now you're thinking, what is he on about? This weird caster. My friend linked me this video because he was really kind and tried to help Marshall's channel out, thinking that I would be interested. You should totally do that, guys, by the way. Share with your friends. But he linked me this video, and he's just going off on talking about nonsense and frickin' bowling. It's almost as bad as that time he went off talking about scones. Is this guy for real? Yes! He says as he just watches a column of tanks move in towards this one area now that Broom is trying to hold for a while. There's a number of drifters here, but they're going in single file. They will take down the turret, though, just because there's way too many of them. And the pelter, unable to deal the damage to single fire units that are spread out quite so much. There's all these guys in. Having to cut through the factories in order to get shots off at the grenadiers and the defending units there, though, means that most of that force once again is whittled down. And the fact that there's all those factories there means that that stays as a prominent feature on this map. And here we go, Diskraip now coming in for the frontal assault. He's going to see that commander and not want to engage that. The commander is very good at dealing with small clusters of units like this. So you just want to keep raiding the base rather than engaging and losing your units deliberately. Forcing the commander away from the T2 factory, but it's still being built by the fabricators there, so it's not too much of an issue, it's just a slight delay. Okay, Broom sending out these varied platoons of units now. Nice small groups of mixed units going out for raiding, and look at this, he's done it even up here. Diskraip's expansion is gone. I was so busy talking about bowling, and the fact that you guys should be sharing my videos, please, 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 that I completely didn't notice that Broom has been doing some raiding. And that's exactly what he wants to do. He wants to try and knock Diskraip's economy down, and he's done that successfully. Look at how much that's jumping around there. That is because Diskraip is reclaiming trees in order to get eco. He's raided down to that static 159 mechs, and Broom is continuing to put the pressure on now. Look here in the middle of this 5 mechs zone as well. Diskraip's eco is going to continue to fall. He's only propping it up by trees. He needs to keep re-expanding, and this is exactly what Broom needs to do. Squeeze the life out of Diskraip. Squeeze it away. Even though Disk has the T2 bot advantage now, he's not going to be able to push in time before the T2... What? Never mind, the T2 vehicles are not coming up. So the T2 bot advantage stands. What's Broom going to do to answer that? He's going to need T2 at some point, especially once those sniper bots start moving forwards. Otherwise, he's going to find himself out of a job. That job being annihilating planets. What's he going to do about it? Search me. This lot from Diskraip here, it looks small, but it could potentially do a lot of damage because these guys have quite a range, especially if the vision is there to support them. The air can provide that, perhaps. The radar can. So all they need to do, look, come slightly within range of this lot, and then they'll start sniping away. The air also will be able to see those. AA there, so the bombers can just come in and have free reign. Broom there, covering the line, or hold right click and draw an area. I don't think that's an area patrol. He's just hold right click and draw like a big old line, and the units will automatically spread themselves out along that line. If you see a load of bombers coming in on a blob of units of yours, do that to a certain degree. Will eliminate the concentration of bombs doing more damage than they have any right to do to your lovely little armies. No slammer. Correct. Broom here again, ready to raid on the other side of the pole. Diskraip here, really bolstering his unit production, but at what cost? He doesn't have the economy to support it. Broom has been so effective at raiding Disk's economy that he just can't support building a bigger army. And that's also reflected in the army tab there as well, look. 90 units to 113. Disk is getting squeezed. I said it before, but he's getting squeezed. Getting squeezed. Coming up with the Locust now as well. If those get into this power line, Broom is not going to be happy. There's a load of concentrated P-gens right there. Does he have any power elsewhere to fall back on? He does not. That is his entire power line right there. If that goes, and that's what your Locust should be targeting, if your Locust can get into an enemy base, target that power line if it's all clustered together like that. Trust me. You can thank me later. Or you can thank me now by dropping a like on the video. Really helps me out, guys. Thank you very much. Here we go. Let's have a look at these Locusts. The commander's in the way, so the Locusts aren't going to be able to do too much damage. The commander's going to be slightly preoccupied with the slammers, though. Don't use Locusts to kill a commander, by the way. Locusts deal damage relative to the metal count of the unit. Commander is very metal dense. These guys are very metal light. So a single Locust, as you can see, can do a fair amount of damage. Oh, and pops away from the bombs. Oh, look at those walls go. Down it goes. You see how much damage a single Locust can do? Imagine a group of like 5 of those in a power line. But imagine something else. Broom with a base. He doesn't have one. Well, he does. Should just about be able to deal with this. It's going to be close. He needs to move his comm. Sat there idle for a moment. I wonder what he was doing. Was he raiding somewhere else? He must have been. Yes, he must have been. Let's go back in time there a moment. Why was Broom not watching his base? This is why Broom was not watching his base. There's a bit of a raid going on here. I killed 3 factories, a load of units, a load of mechs. And they see the commander, and they think, can we deal enough damage to this comm? This many units? Probably not, but they're getting funneled into a bit of a choke point here. The commander catches up. Will he get an Uber cannon off? He won't, and these units will fall by the wayside as soon as they run into a slammer. But yes, down here, Broom realizes that they're not going to do anything. He snaps back to his commander, probably goes, "Ooh, what happened to my commander's vitality? It's disappeared. My health bar is a funny color. It's normally a lovely shade of green. Now it's a sort of yellowish hue. And my percentage is quite low too. This is a problem." Bigger problem is the number of units that kind of surround his commander. He's got to run somewhere. He's got a couple of bases that I did mention before. He's got a few factories over here, a load of vehicle factories actually that are continuing to build stuff, and he's got a load of air factories over here as well, which is continuing to support his air game. So Diskraip, even though he's got less production, fewer factories, less army, and less income, he's still exerted enough force on Broom to kill off an entire base. Diskraip is using his units really effectively and using that T2 advantage to its fullest extent. Its fullest extent. Fortunately for Broom, his commander gets away, and Diskraip now, with Liberty in the air, Liberty in the skies, is using his bombers to try and raid and prevent expansion as much as possible, and that's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to both prevent and whittle down Broom's expansion and re-expand himself to get back in this game, and that's exactly what he's doing. We can see a few fabricators wandering around on their lonesome just to try and get some stuff. He's got these 3 mechs back. Again, he's re-picked up these 3. He's held this entire sort of platform throughout most of the game now, really. This army comes in. Diskraip pops up a few walls in front of his commander, doesn't overdo it. A couple of Uber cannons will deal with this, just being patient, waiting for the army to get in close. There's the Uber cannon right in the middle of the horde. Be gone, he says. You are not welcome in his lands. Goodness gracious, but this is also just as disgusting. So here we have Broom's new power line on a forward position, no less. Forward position. Where's his commander hiding now? Also building another power line, because look at that economy. It is in tatters. Minus 5,000, minus several thousand, but building it up quick enough now to be able to get back in there. Has been raided mechs-wise back into the red, so away from the 200 mechs mark. He needs to be careful though, because his commander is still very, very low, and Diskraip knows that. Diskraip knows Broom's commander is very, very low, but equally Broom knows that Diskraip is very clustered. He knows that Disc's only main expansion is this platform here, and he knows that that's not really a base. He knows that that's just a sort of resource haven, as it were. As a result, Disc is looking for the snipes, and Broom is looking to contain. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, the bomber's rerouted for some reason. Oh, absolutely toast. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's fly them over the anti-air. That being said, using the stop command like that, stopping them all on top of that Galata meant they all dropped as many of their bombs directly on that Galata as possible, taking minimal losses and actually taking out the anti-air defense, allowing these bumblebees now to just circle around here and just do a bit of damage and be annoying for a bit. As he sees that Broom's air is on the way, he saw it from his metal extractor vision. So he's not overstaying his welcome, he's coming back. Broom's air is there. Broom's base is not. Look at this. Again, a potential problem. Look at that commander. Keep an eye on that commander. It's too dangerous to be left alone. Hence this defensive force. Diskraip there. Encircled and prevented from getting any closer to the Golden Goose. Broom's going to love being described as a Golden Goose. Absolutely love it. He does tutoring on the PA Discord, by the way, so if you play PA and you want to get better, go and hit him up on the PA Discord. Official PA Discord is literally just the Discord invite link with /PA at the end of it. Join it. What are you waiting for? There's loads of people who play. You can ask people for games, all sorts. Diskraip here with Grenadiers needs to keep moving. He could take out a Fabricator here. Doesn't need to lose these Grenadiers. And he takes out a Mex. Oh, he doesn't manage to get a Fab kill there. And he doesn't see the commander either. Diskraip does not see that commander's whereabouts. That's kind of crucial because that intel will allow Disc to focus on this entire area. Probably take it away from forward areas like this, because as I said, he's looking for the snipe. He's looking to finish the game. The game wins when a commander croaks, not when a base is destroyed, as has been demonstrated perfectly in this game. There. Just rotating the air around and that sort of thing allows the planes at the back to come forward and fire their shot, while the ones at the front don't take the brunt of the entire Air Force. So when Air Force is engaged like this, do little circles. Notice there, they're not fully committing, they're just sort of staying on the outskirts of each other's ranges there. Disc is still continuing to be a nuisance with this army. The thing is, he's got to make his army count. And I don't feel like he's doing that with his T2 units anymore. He's got to make his army count. Look at the difference in army numbers there. 100 to 150. Broom is pulling away. Just like with the eco game there, again, Diskraip fluttering around, relying on trees, and he's running out of trees. He's running out of trees! He's going to have to expand, and he can only expand if he has the army to do so, and he's running out of army. He's running out of time. That is the biggest problem. Hello, what's Broom's commander doing all the way out there? Weren't you building a T2 air factory, man? Get back. Get back to it. I didn't think Diskraip saw it, which is really rather fortuitous. Here we go, Disc now. Pulling away from the Trico, realising... there's a column of units over there. Let's build some mines. The thing is, there's a bunch of skitters in here, and skitters can see mines. This T2 air will allow Broom, when he builds it and finishes it, to really take control of the skies. And once he does that, he'll be able to build things like gunships, which will be able to mop up all of the bots that Diskraip has favoured using. Is that a sniper bot with no AA? Oh, it's not a sniper bot anymore. It's a wreckage. That's pretty much as much as it comes to, really. More than anything else. Who needs to find a way through. He's getting close to Disc's commander here. He doesn't have the units to do it, though. possibly this second platoon on reflection? I don't think so. A good Uber cannon will deal with all of those. There's only a couple of Infernos there that are the problem. Coming out aggressively with the commander here. Ready for an Uber cannon right in the middle of this group. Watch it. Watch it. Is he going to? Yes! And in comes some slammers to mop it up. So Disc still taking a little bit of damage, but is able to defend his base and defend these 3 mechs here. That's the big thing. Oh, 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 be careful. Be careful. Does Disc know it's here? He does. He sees the commander. Disc knows where the commander is. What's happening with these drifters? Is he going to pull them round for the snipe? Does he know that the commander's there? He's pulled them back. He's bringing more in. He's regrouping. He's going for the snipe now. Can Broom deal with this? His commander's completely offside. Broom needs to move. Otherwise he will get swept up. He needs to move. Because not only are these units here a problem, but so are these slammers here, and they will kill a commander a lot faster than a few drifters will. And there's no reason for him not to be looking at this commander, because there's nothing pushing into Disc's base right now. Commander is so much more important than a few fabricators up on the north. The commander's too slow. He's getting caught. And that's it. It's over. The drifters do it. Disc, having been contained for the whole game, after pushing Broom out of his base when it was looking really flimsy for Disc, actually. He was running out of time with his resources. He had to push out. And it was just so lucky that he managed to find that commander when he did. Let's go and have a look at that. Here we go. So back about a couple of minutes there. Overcome all the drifters. Sees no expansion. Sees it's clear to expand. Probably a few fabricators following. Sees there's no units over here. Exactly, look. He's re-expanding. He's scouting with aggressive units. He knows that there's a base here. He comes out and takes out the base completely. Broom mops up the air, though. Disc says, I don't need that. I'll just split my units up. Have fun killing all of those. This one spinner being microed by Disc was amazing. Killed off how many bombers there? Let's just go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bombers in total. That one spinner. MVP right there. Goodness. What a microed spinner can do. Amazing. And then he was going up here to try and take out these 5 mechs. And ooh, what's that? Is that a commander I see? Let's look at it from Disc point of view here. Back another 30 seconds. Sorry I'm doing this a lot. Here we go. Sees, oh, that's a juicy power line. Let's go and do that. And I know there's a few metal extractors over here, so let's go and do that. I don't have enough to deal with this air factory. Ooh, hello. There's a beacon commander over there, and look what else I have. I have a few slammers. Pushing down. I've got a few more units coming in. Let's regroup and chase that commander. I know he doesn't have any bombers anymore because I've killed them all. And I've killed off his air factories that I know about as well. So here we go. Here they come. A really good play from Disc. I mean, Broom was not far away from breaking into Disc space from the south here. All of this expansion, if Disc hadn't have pushed in here, he probably wouldn't have had another opportunity because he just did not have the unit counts. And like I said earlier, Disc had to make his units count. And what was that if not counting? That's just as much Broom's fault as it is Disc's. Shouldn't have had his commander way out in the open there. On the open side of the map. When he knew that a whole force of Discs was here. He had his air here. He knew that there's loads of units. I guess he thought that he could maybe deal with them, but then he ran out of bombers. That's when he should have had his commander running away. I don't know why he wasn't. Should have run there and then. And he doesn't know about the slammers. Amazing. A little tunnel visioned on this attack up here, I think. But let me know what you guys think of this game down in the comments below. Folks, don't forget that engaging with the content helps me out a lot. Helps out my visibility on YouTube's. I've had a bunch of compliments from you guys recently that you're really enjoying the content. So both thank you for that, and I'm really glad you're enjoying it. It's motivating me to make more of it. I know I've been a bit slow over the past few years, but here we go. Anyway, that's all from me, folks. I've been Marshall. Have a good one.